Hello, everyone. You don't know right now, but I am surrounded by tower decks all around me. And the reason for that, I wanted to make a video to really start talking about which deck you might want to use, especially if you're thinking of joining my tower course. But even if you're not, this is a beautiful way to see sort of like which deck might work best for you if you're a beginner or if you're someone that wants to reconnect with tarot. So I've been reading for many, many years, actually since I was a kid, because my mom introduced me to tarot cards when I was a kid, and she was like, this is what I do. She introduced me to pendulum and other forms of divination and was kind of like, here you go. And so I've always worked with tarot, and tarot is second nature to me now. And that was very much the inspiration around doing a tarot course and connecting in this way. So I thought I'd share some of the decks that personally I think might be really good for you to journey with and try out, especially if you want to reconnect, especially if you had issues before with connecting with tarot cards. And this might be a bit controversial as well, so maybe you just want to stick around and just see what happens. But some of the things that I wanted to mention straight away is, of course, there's always the classical tarot, which we all know from the symbolism. Obviously, this one is a round one, which I kind of love that. There's always the same sort of like symbolism, and it's a great one. It's a great one to start with. However, I didn't really start with this. Well, I tried to pick it up so many times at the beginning, and it just wasn't resonating with me. Now I can see it on a different light, and I do love it, and sometimes I might use it, but it wasn't a deck that really was calling out to me to work with. And sometimes that is something very important. Trust your intuition that there is a deck that is out there for you to connect with, that you want to journey with, that will make that journey also a lot more enjoyable. Because why would you try so hard to journey with a deck that you really don't feel that spark and energy with? So that is my opinion. I mean, I've been reading decks for my whole life now, and I am about to be 37. So you can take it, but also you can leave it. Hey, if you don't like it, that's okay, you know. But I really think that maybe if this one isn't calling out to you, then there are other options. And this is always a beautiful deck to come back to and connect deeper in terms of the symbolism later on. Maybe as you journey on my tarot course, which is starting on the 24th of October, by the way. And we're going to journey together for 10 weeks of transformational journey with tarot, learning tarot, connecting with self-care, and journeying through the winter. Honestly, it's going to be so much fun and a beautiful way to connect with self-care. But if you want to join it, you should definitely be on it. But let me tell you more about other decks that I have here. So one of my favorite ones that also a lot of my clients love when I do readings with it is the Light Seer Tarot. Now, this also has a really beautiful, I don't have it here right now, a really beautiful oracle deck, which sometimes I love to work with both together. But this deck is really beautiful because the imagery, I find it talks so much. I find it easier to understand sometimes, and even when I let my clients look at the cards, they kind of go like, I see what you're telling me, like I understand it. So this is a beautiful deck to help you connect deeper and understand the symbolism, which is still very strong in these cards. There's symbolism, there's signs, there's even kind of like sigils, or I guess in one way, maybe more like signs like runes or so like that. I feel like sometimes when I look at some of them in the symbolism, but they're really beautiful. And I think this is one that maybe helps you connect deeper with your own mind and your own journeying and trying out something different. Also, the creator recently came out with a new book, which I haven't gotten yet, but that new book is all about this specific deck and to learning deeper. So it's definitely a book that I will check out. So this really, really beautiful one and really great to work with. Now, there are some other ones that I really, really love. Now, this is a Tarot's Witch Garden. I hope I said the right way. I am dyslexic, so sometimes I shift things around. This beautiful deck is truly a work of art. And I don't say that lightly. I'm not joking around this. So this beautiful deck, I'm going to start showing you some of the images. I am obsessed with the art of this deck. And sometimes I pull cards from this just because I want to connect with the beautiful movie that comes up in my mind when I connect with these cards. So it is truly, oh my god, look at the death card. It is truly, truly stunning. I want to take some more, oh my god, the Empress. Look at that. It is truly, truly a beautiful, stunning deck. The imagery, the journey, especially if you are more witchy or into witchcraft like me, this is a deck that will speak to you. Now, if you know me, you know that I am not a particular fan of glossy, shiny decks. And when I tell you, this is the deck that I make an exception for. This deck, I always have it near me because this is one that I love. That even though it's shiny, I will use over and over again because it's just so stunning and so beautiful. So this, oh, gosh, like look. Honestly, all the cards are so particular. Look at the sun. So beautiful, so full of intention, so full of a journey, so full of meanings behind it. So it is truly one that I'd say if you are interested, look at the hair path. I'm absolutely loving this. If you're interested in tarot, it's definitely one that I would recommend because it is so great and works so beautiful. Now, this is a deck that I've started using sometimes. Well, actually, I do use it quite a lot, especially if I'm doing a lot of readings. Sometimes I'm doing events and I will have like in an hour I'll see so many different people, and sometimes it's easier for them to see a deck that also, as I'm reading for them, it has some words on it. Now this is the Soleil deck, and I probably pronounce it wrong as well, but it is a beautiful deck. I love the golden of it. I love the symbolism with the golden imagery, and it is one that if you want to study more in terms of like symbolism and understand more the general meaning of tarot, it's definitely a good one because it does have words attached both on the upright and the right version. So it is one that, you know, will help you understand things with a lot more ease as you journey through, but you also want to make sure that you connect with your intuition, which is something that is always very important in my teachings and in the course, like intuition first and meanings. So it is though a really beautiful deck. I have used it so much that now some of the golden is disappearing a bit, but I am a professional tarot reader, so like I use these babies a lot of time. But I will say that in terms of the quality, it is stunning. It's one of the more pricier side of tarot decks, but it is truly worth it because it is super beautiful. And I mean, look at the sun in this one. It's a really beautiful deck. So a great one to start with if it's one that also you feel connected with. Now, I've got so many more. There's so many decks, which I just love. So this one is one that I've gotten more in the recent months, and I've really truly have been enjoying creating a relationship with this. This is the Ethereal Alchemist Tarot. And honestly, Valkyrie Art created something beautifully stunning. Beautifully stunning? I'm not sure if that's the word, the way of saying it, but honestly, the imagery, this is more if you're someone very visual and needs something very visual and modern in their decks. So it does have that sort of like newest version of like looking in terms of the symbolism. Like you still can tell some of the symbolism that comes with tarot and original tarot, but it also has like a bit of like a new shift towards looking at it. You still can see some of the elements of original tarot in here, but also if you're someone that needs something more modern to understand and then connect with the symbolism, this is a great deck for you. Now, I absolutely love the quality of this deck. The card stock is great. They are a bit on the larger side, but I've never had issues with shuffling it. I do shuffle a lot of Oracle decks as well, so for me this is kind of like, yeah, I mean, I get it. Like, it's a bigger deck, but I can work through it. Look at this tower. It's so beautiful. So really another really beautiful deck that you definitely want to check out. Alchemy Art creates beautiful ones. The quality is so good, and it's not a shiny one. Which I absolutely love. I love that. But I have more decks and more that I want to talk about and share. So I think this is going to be like a good first part. And then we're going to go into another video where I share a few more, especially one that this is not an easy one. I'd say this is more in an advanced deck, but I just want to share it because it's beautiful. So stick around to see this beautiful deck and other ones that I recommend for you to journey with.